Okay. Good morning. My name is Wanda Dixon, and I'm the Income Tax Division Manager, and standing next to me is Phyllis Rochelle. She's the Sales and Miscellaneous Taxes Division Manager. We are here today to provide you guys with updates on audit processes, staff expansion, and audit issues. Oh, okay. All right. One of Audit's major achievements this year was the integration of the audit processes for motor fuel tax, business income tax, individual tax, and sales and miscellaneous taxes into the Gentex integrated tax system, which basically eliminated the use of standalone programs just for the integrated years. But we still have non-integrated audits, period, still open. So we will be using standalone programs on that front. Do you want me to continue? I'm gonna turn it over to Phyllis.
Good morning. One of the major changes regarding the sales tax integration is now instead of receiving just one notice of tax liability regarding your audits, you will now receive a notice of tax liability for every month. So say, for example, if we have a 3-year audit period and you're a month and your client is a monthly taxpayer, they will receive 36 NTLs as opposed to 1 NTL. But there also will be a summary letter with these NTLs that will combine the total of each audit liability for each month. And the reason why we did this, it was more so for allocation purposes for the local taxes, as opposed to receiving 1 NTL. It was kind of difficult for the local tax division to allocate properly. So that's why now with sales tax being integrated, you will receive, like I said before, if it's a 3-year audit, 36 NTLs. If they're an annual filer, they'll still only receive the 1. And they will receive a summary letter that's totaling the liabilities. And if for whatever reason, if they need to protest, they will not have to file 36 individual protests. They will only need to still file just 1 protest letter. And the protest letter will explain that just with the summary and whatever they're protesting, and they'll put that amount on the letter, as opposed to 36 months. So please don't worry about that. And then as another result of our integrating process, Audit and the FAST Enterprises, they did a collaboration, whereas Illinois is the pilot program. And what FAST Audit Services has done, we found a way to effectively and more efficiently enhance our audit selection process. And as I said before, Illinois was chosen to be the pilot program where we're using data analytics software in our audit selection processes, and by using analytics that target specific audit issues. And then based on these data analytics, audit planning can analyze different industries and isolate outliers. Taxpayers, they will be issued an inquiry letter based on these outliers. So for example, once they run their data, and if they see any outliers where the deductions seem much higher for one audit for one company compared to the whole industry, then what they'll do, we'll send out inquiry letters, as opposed to in the past, we would just automatically selected that taxpayer for audit, where we're going to be more efficient now. So what we're going to do, we're going to send out these inquiry letters. And when we send out the inquiry letters, we'll ask them, okay, please, we noticed that you have an unusual amount of deductions, so provide us with a schedule or provide us with supporting documentation to support why you have all these documentations. And then if we're okay with that, we'll give your clients a chance to amend the returns. Or if we think that we might need more information, then there's a chance that that taxpayer will be selected for audit. So that's with the FAST projects. And this is we're still in the testing phase, so we're trying to maybe have this implemented maybe March 2023. Fast track resolution. This has been in inception since 2018, so most people are probably familiar with this. So with the Fast Track Resolution Program, it provides a forum for prompt resolution of disputed audit issues while the case is still in authority of the Audit Bureau. Since the inception of 2018, we've held 104 conferences. We've had 65 conferences resulting in resolutions. We've had 62.5% of audits resolved, and 63 to 82% of the original tax has been upheld. Just trying to move to the next slide. Oh, you have it in your hand. I'm like, where's the clicker? Okay, so one part of the, you can click. Another benefit to the audit process is being integrated is now the use of the My Tax portal. One of the major benefits of the audit process is now with the use of My Tax portal, you all can provide your correspondence letters generated through the integrated tax system. And these are sent electronically through My Tax portal and mailed to the taxpayer. Any IDR information requests that the auditor provides your clients, now the client can actually respond through My Tax portal, and the auditor can also respond through our My Tax portal, as long as they have the My Tax account. Audit hiring, income tax trainees were hired in February 2022. We hired, 11? And sales and miscellaneous tax trainees were hired in October 2022. We hired 21, and we will be doing an additional hiring in July 2023 for both tax types. And these are some hot issues for income tax.
Hot issue for income tax, residency audits. Audits are conducted on individuals that have changed their filing status, and the audit is verifying that they have legally changed their residence. For personal service, reasonable allowance for compensation, partnerships are being audited to verify the subtraction modification taken is comparable to the salaries as if the partners could pay themselves, and also to determine whether or not they are eligible for the deduction.
Sales tax audits, hot issues. Number one, leveling the playing field. In 2021, the destination tax became effective, so taxes are now collected on destination for certain remote retailers. We're still having problems with the taxes not being filed correctly. A lot of retailers are insisted on using line 6A, 6B, and then insisting on paying 6.25%, where now it's destination. So they should be filing an ST2 and then actually going into our My Tax and actually finding the location code and specific tax rate for that, their customer, as opposed to 6.25. And if they have any questions, they can contact Central Reg on how to, do the My Tax and actually go in there and get the correct location. So right now, that's like one of our biggest issues. Unreported tax or receipts that's discovered utilizing a 1099-K information. Before, when we used to do our cash business audits, we would do more so like the markups and things like that. Well, now we're transitioned from that, and now we're using a 1099-K. And we're finding that there have been a lot of underreported receipts. And lastly, we will start to conduct cannabis dispensary audits in 2023. At least 10 will be conducted. Are there any questions? No questions?
Yes.
Is there some easier way of administrating the leveling the playing field rather than having out-of-state taxpayers filing these voluminous ST2s with locations? And, is there some way to maybe make that less burdensome? I know there's some people believe that's a violation of interstate commerce, undue burden on taxpayers as far as a compliance point of view. I'm not sure if their department has been approached regarding that particular matter, but any thoughts about making that easier,
Well, we're working on it, because if it's easier for the taxpayer, then in turn it's easier for us to actually enforce it. So we're actually thinking about ways how we can make the
Yeah,
process
I-
easy for everyone.
Yeah, I heard from somebody who's not based in Illinois that deals with a lot of this, and he had to hire a whole bunch of extra people just because of the ST.
Right, and then-
all the additional burdens that.
Right, because I
comes to.
understand you went from 6.25 and now you're
Yeah.
selling into our state and now you may have 100
Well, they're-
locations,
they're-
200,
they're doing
300.
the right thing, I mean, they're doing
I
it based
understand.
on destination, is there
Mhm.
some way to maybe facilitate that or make it more reasonable? Instead
Yes.
of filling out tons of, you know, ST2s.
Yeah, we're working on
Regarding a
it.
retail operation that you really don't have.
Yes.
There is no retail operation. Anyway, just a comment.
I understand,
Oh,
yeah.
All right, just curious, because it's tough.
Yeah, maybe we can write our legislative.